Mareep is an electric-type Pokemon introduced in Generation 2. Mareep's wool grows continuously and is used by the Pokemon to generate electricity as the coat rubs together. The more electricity it has, the more volume its wool takes on. Touching a Mareep's wool when fully charged will result in a static shock. During summertime, Mareep will shed its wool in order to keep its temperature down. The fur beneath its thick wool stores air, helping it to stay cool in summer and warm in winter. The sphere on Mareep's tail will glow brighter the more electricity is stored in its wool. Wild Mareep are known to have a very mild and passive disposition, avoiding conflict in favour of a peaceful life. The wool Pokemon is unsurprisingly favoured by farmers, who sell a Mareep's shed wool for use in high quality clothing. This clothing has got to go through a special process in order to avoid garments giving electric shocks. The concept of Mareep and its evolutionary family is most likely based on the title of the novel Do Androids Dream of Electric Sheep by Philip K. Dick, the book that would be adapted into the film Blade Runner. Mareep's name is also an anagram of ampere, a unit of electric current. Mareep is first found in Johto on Route 32. Later also being available on routes 42 and 43 near Mahogany Town. Mareep is considered one of the quintessential Johto Pokemon. Due to a lack of newly added electric type Pokemon, coupled with Mareep's viable evolutions and early access to the Pokemon, many trainers will pick up a Mareep here on their journeys. Mareep is only obtainable in gold and silver versions, the first of Generation 2, being made unobtainable in Crystal. Despite this, Mareep received a slightly updated sprite for Crystal version, with very minor changes made to the volume of its wool and facial shape. Mareep recurs across many Pokemon games after its debut, and can be found in all generations afterwards in some form, with the current exception of Generation 8. At its first stage, Mareep has a lot of growing to do stat-wise, although it is evident that Mareep is a special attacker. With 2 more evolutionary stages to go, Mareep will only continue to grow stronger. Flaaffy is the evolved form of Mareep. Storing too much electricity within itself as a Mareep has caused Flaaffy to lose the majority of its wool. However, the fur that covered its body has changed into a rubbery skin that protects it from all electricity produced by the remaining wool on its mane, as well as electric attacks from other Pokemon. Like Mareep, the orb on Flaaffy's tail will light up when the Pokemon is fully charged with electric current. The quality of its wool can be changed in order to produce more electricity with less of it, and can now be used as a weapon. It is capable of attacking by firing electrified hairs at its opponents. Like Mareep, Flaaffy's wool is also utilised in clothing manufacture using the same special method. In Johto, Mareep will evolve into Flaaffy starting from level 15, making it an easily obtained Pokemon early on a trainer's journey. Alternatively, Flaaffy can also be obtained on routes 42 and 43, alongside Mareep later on in the game when the player has reached Mahogany Town. Flaaffy's statistics reflect the same strength as Mareep's, with special attack again being the standout. However, also like Mareep, Flaaffy still has some evolving to do before it can be properly judged. Ampharos is the final form of Mareep. The orb donning Ampharos's tail can shine so incredibly brightly that it can be seen from space. In ancient times, it was used to send signals and messages between faraway towns and villages. Ampharos will usually keep this bright light turned off in order to avoid attracting unnecessary attention in the wild, as like its previous forms, Ampharos is a docile and passive Pokemon. The overload of electricity it has accrued has caused it to lose the last of the wool that Flaaffy retained. Ampharos is one of a few Pokemon to be able to achieve Mega Evolution. Doing so causes Ampharos to regrow its wool, forming a long flowing mane, as well as coating its tail in it. Mega Ampharos has several red orbs across its body, the majority being located on its tail. As its electricity levels rise, the red orbs glow in unison. Mega Evolution has also awakened long sleeping dragon blood, remaining dormant within the species for millions of years. As a consequence, Mega Ampharos regains the dragon typing. This also serves as a reference to real-world development on Pokemon Gold and Silver, as Ampharos was originally stated to be a dual-type electric dragon Pokemon. Ampharos's name is a combination of amp, a measure of electrical current, and pharos, the Greek word for lighthouse. Ampharos is unavailable in the wild in any Pokemon region during the main series of games. It is only available by evolving Flaaffy, which does so at level 30. As with the rest of its line, Ampharos is unavailable in Pokemon Crystal, but, like Mareep, is also one of a select few Pokemon to have a slightly updated sprite within the game. Its design receives minor alterations, slimming down the Pokemon, making it more reminiscent of Ken Sugimori's original artwork of the Pokemon. Ampharos also received an altered back sprite in Crystal, something even more uncommon, again altering its design slightly to slim the Pokemon down. Ampharos appears in the Generation 2 games as the Olivine City Lighthouse Pokemon, using the light on its tail to help guide ships at sea. During the game, Jasmine, the Olivine City gym leader, asks the player to obtain some medicine for the Ampharos, named Amphy, who is very sick and can no longer light up its tail. It is unknown whether Amphy is Jasmine's Pokemon or not, though it is heavily implied to be so, as the player is unable to give the medicine to the Pokemon themselves, Jasmine saying that Amphy will only accept things from her. Amphy also appears in the manga Pokemon Special. Here, it is definitively Jasmine's Pokemon. It helped Jasmine to send a distress signal when the two became trapped in the Tin Tower during an earthquake. Gold and Silver, two of the central characters in the Gold and Silver chapter, saw the signal and attempted to save the two. Ampharos is notable as a powerful special attacker. Its weakness lies in its speed stat, although in Generation 2, as all Pokemon's effort values can be maxed at once, speed is less important due to how bulky Pokemon can become. Despite a relatively limited move pool in Generation 2, Ampharos notably has access to Fire Punch. Prior to Generation 4, all Fire-type moves were special, allowing Ampharos to utilise Fire Punch extremely effectively, giving it some extra coverage. From Generation 6 onwards, Ampharos received a slight buff to its defence stat, gaining an extra 10 base points to make it more comparable to its special defence. Modern Ampharos has less concern about limited move pools. Its access to Dragon Pulse, Focus Blast, Signal Beam and Power Gem give it some useful special moves, expanding heavily on its type coverage. It has also gained some more interesting additions, such as Confuse Ray, and an innate access to Fire Punch via the move relearner. Although, post-physical special split, Ampharos can no longer make full use of it, its ability to relearn the move serving as a reference to the second generation more than a practical tool. As of the 6th generation, Mega Ampharos was introduced. Mega Ampharos has the highest special defense stat of all electric type Pokemon, as well as the highest special attack of all non-legendary dragon type Pokemon. The Mega form of the light Pokemon gains the Mold Breaker ability, which ignores all effects of abilities when attacking opponents. For example, Mega Ampharos can still effectively damage a Pokemon with Volt Absorb using an electric attack. As of the time of writing, Ampharos is unobtainable in Generation 8, although it will most likely retain a similar moveset to its Generation 7 version when it is made available, with the notable removal of Mega Ampharos, as Sword and Shield opted to do away with the mechanic of Mega Evolution altogether.